Let's be real. You're tired of running around looking for apricots, dodging killer robots and sweaty players, only to find every grove picked clean. Or worse, you stumble into a full squad just waiting for you. It's frustrating. You need those apricots for Scrappy, but every run feels like you're losing more than you're gaining. Well, today we're fixing that. I'm going to show you every single dedicated apricot spawn, whatever you want to call it, on every map, so you can get in, get your fruit, and get out alive. No more guesswork, just a solid plan. Let's get to it. So, why is everyone so obsessed with this little orange fruit? Well, it all comes down to one thing: progression. Upgrading your gear, and especially your best bud Scrappy. He takes a ton of apricots over his 5 tiers of upgrades, but the game doesn't just hand them over, they are usually in places designed to cause a fight, turning a simple gathering trip into an all-out war. Now, here's how we're going to break it down. We'll go map by map, starting with the most dangerous, high reward spots, and then we'll cover the safer, smarter locations. For those of you who like to play it cool, I'll show you where to look, what the spots look like, and I'll give you some tips to actually survive the trip. So by the end of this, you'll be an apricot farming pro, ready to pick the perfect route for any situation. Alrighty, so let's talk about the places you go when you're feeling lucky, geared up, or just ready to roll the dice for a huge score. These spots have the most apricot trees, but they're also crawling with Ark and other players. First up, the king of the contested zones, Buried City. Buried City is hands down the most popular map for apricots, and for good reason. It has several reliable clusters, but you know what they say, popularity means problems. Now, our first stop is the center of it all, Murano Park. Right in the middle of the map, this park is the single spot on this map where you can find apricots. You'll find a bunch of trees all grouped together, making it the perfect one-stop shop. But its location is also a death trap. It's a major landmark, so naturally Ark patrols are heavier, usually swarming with wasps and hornets, and is usually a dedicated spot for a few of the much larger and much more intimidating Ark machines like the Rocketeers, Bastions, and even the Bombardiers. So best keep your wits about you in this area. Oh, and you can bet every other player has the same idea by heading to this high value loot spot as you, so kind of be extra careful on your trip here. Okay, so Buried City is a total lockdown. Your next best bet for high stakes run is Blue Gate. This map has one main hotspot that everyone and their mother knows about, so expect a fight. We are, of course, talking about the Olive Grove. Think of this place as the Murano Park of Blue Gate. It's overflowing with fruit trees, both apricots, lemons, and even olives, hence the name of the location obviously, and you can often find fruit just sitting on the ground, but the real prize comes from the trees themselves, because it's so rich, the grove is almost always crowded with players trying to do the same thing you are. Now, in addition to the olive grove, there is another much safer place to farm for apricots on this map. There is a large amount of fruit trees in the village in the northernmost part of the Blue Gate. This is often a player spawn location too, so if you're lucky you can pick these straight off spawn and head right to extract, but I often see a fair amount of other raiders here, either passing through or looking for the exact same fruit trees you are, so best to be a little bit cautious in this location as well. But what if you're not in the mood to fight half the server for some fruit? Maybe you're playing solo, or you're already loaded with good loot and just want to top off your bag before extracting. For that, we need a smarter, safer play, and for that, we're heading to the most underrated farming map, damn Battlegrounds. This map is a hidden gem for anyone who values their life. While everyone else is busy dying in Murano Park and Olive Grove, you can be over here quietly getting rich. So your main target on this map is the Red Lakes area over on the eastern side, so the far right hand side of the map. Now, the community and myself has flagged this as the most reliable and more importantly quiet spot for apricots. You'll find several apricot trees scattered around the region, and the best way to do this is to just open your map as soon as you load in, find the Red Lakes and set a waypoint. It'll keep you on the right track. Now, the magic of the Red Lakes is its location. It's not a central landmark and no major missions send people there, which means player traffic is way lower. You might run into another solo player with the exact same idea, but it's nothing like the chaos of the other maps. The trade-off though? The trees are a bit more spread out, so you'll have to run just a little bit more, but the huge drop in risk makes this the #1 spot for a safe, more guaranteed apricot run. If you're a solo player, this is your paradise. Last but certainly not least, we have the wild card, Spaceport. So this isn't normally where you'd go for a dedicated apricot run, since it's not, it's pretty much just known for its more industrial loot and tight firefights. But apricots aren't exactly growing on every corner here, but that doesn't mean they're not there entirely. You want to think of Spaceport as a map of opportunity. You wouldn't just load in to find apricots, but if a mission sends you there or you're doing something else there, you should know where to peek. Or look, whatever you want to call it. The most likely places are the little patches of green that break up the concrete. People have found lemon trees and sometimes apricots, well definitely apricots, in the car park behind the big arrival building marked on the map. Now, the last location is a cluster of trees found in between the container storage building and the East Plains warehouse. There are a few apricot trees out this way, but best to keep an eye out as there isn't really much cover, very limited, and a lot of high loot areas surrounding you, so the raider traffic will be pretty high in this area. Again, the strategy here is all about opportunity. If you're on your way out to an objective and you pass one of these spots, take 15 seconds to check the trees. It's a long shot, but sometimes you get lucky. Don't make a special trip, but keep these spots in mind when you're next in Spaceport. Now that you know where to go, let's cover a few universal tips that will make you a better farmer no matter where you are. Now, the golden rule of fruit trees, and I can't stress this enough, always kick the bloody trees. You might see some fruit on the ground, and I know it's tempting to just grab it and run. Don't. Walk up to the tree trunk and interact with it. Your character will give it a good old kick and more fruit will fall down. This one move can literally double or even triple what you get from the single tree. Skipping this is like leaving free money on a table. Alrighty guys, pro tip number 2. So before you even load into a raid, check the active world modifiers, and if you see the Lush Blooms event is active, drop whatever you were planning to do, because this is the absolute best time to farm. The event dramatically increases the spawn rate of all natural loot, this is including apricots, to the point where the trees will be practically overflowing. Now keep in mind as well, during this event, you want to keep an eye out for the wicker baskets, as they are often stuffed with extra fruit. They actually, I think they buffed the spawns of the wicker baskets too, because you can barely ever find them without the Lush Blooms event active, but yeah. Basically, essentially, when you see Lush Blooms, you farm. Alrighty, tip number 3. There is nothing worse than spending 20 minutes collecting apricots just to get wiped out right before extraction. That's where a custom loadout with a safe pocket is your best friend. Free loadouts don't have one, so if you die, you lose everything, and I'm pretty sure 99% of you guys will know this, but if you didn't, a safe pocket secures some of your inventory, so even if the raid goes south, you still walk away with something. So think of it as an insurance policy for those risky runs into Murano Park. You'll thank me later. Last and certainly not least, we need to talk about spawns, because the spawns in this game do have a bit of randomness. You're not going to always hit the jackpot every single time. Sometimes you'll wander over to Red Lakes and it'll be barren. Other times you'll go there to the, you'll go to the Murano Park first and it'll be an absolute goldmine. It's a game of persistence. If a run goes poorly, don't get tilted, just extract with what you've got, bank it and go again. Obviously this game is a marathon, not a sprint, so just take your time. Rome wasn't built in a day, right? And there you have it, a full guide to every apricot spawn location in Ark Raiders. We've covered the high-risk bloodbaths of Buried City and Blue Gate, the quiet solo haven on Damn Battlegrounds, and the opportunistic spots on Spaceport. With this knowledge, you can now pick the perfect farming strategy every single time. Now, if this guide did help you out, do me a favor and hit that like button. It really does help the channel grow. And for more in-depth Ark Raiders guides just like this one, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Finally, this game is all about sharing what we know. So if you've got your own little secret apricot spot or a farming trick you're willing to share, drop it down below in the comments. Let's help each other out. Thank you for watching. Good luck with your raids, and I'll see you all in the next one.